Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Angela, and today I've got a work-in-progress tour of Starlight Drive-In for you. Right out the gate, I want to say thank you guys for being so patient with me. I have been working on Starlight in my 2-month hiatus of, building anything really. I guess it's not been that long, but Murkwater just completely killed me. Anyway, let's get right into the tour. So the first thing that I built on Starlight after the previous episode, which was the weapon shop, was this little garage area for some rust devils. So Starlight is a little bit weird. It's kind of an amalgamation of different raider groups living together in harmony, I guess. But I wanted there to be a representation of all the different raider groups kind of in the settlement, so I decided to make a little garage where maybe a couple rust devils set up shop, built it with random scraps of junk and metal, and they're making all kinds of crazy robots. So we've got our robot workstation, kind of a janky, sparking terminal there, and some robot parts. Not really anything spectacular over here. They did think to put their generator outside, which is, kind of surprising for raiders. They don't really think that through. But upstairs we've got a loft for them to live in, and that's really it. I tried to make this garage look as junky and beat up but cozy as possible. So we've got a couple beds up here, some storage. Not really anything in the way of junk decorating just yet, because I am really nervous about my frame rate with the settlement. With all the grand plans I have, I still have a lot left to do. So I tried to keep the junk decorating to a minimum. Tried being the key word. So anyway, out here, that terminal is connected to this trap over here, and this door, I'm kind of planning on it being kind of like a mini alleyway sort of thing. So of course they're gonna have a trap, for intruders that get in. Because they're rust devils, they play with technology, it's fine, whatever. There's no door on it, so now people know, but whatever. So out here, we're gonna go walk around to the front of the settlement, and you can see in the background here, I've got kind of the beginnings of the wall section in place. There's going to be a wall kind of separating this settlement from the other settlement, and that water hole in the middle of Starlight Drive-In. So, got some plans for these areas. One of them might be an armor dealer, but I wanted to really build up the front of Starlight Drive-In and not necessarily make it super locked down and secure, but it did need to have some sort of wall system or a door or something for people to really just funnel through, like most raider settlements do. And part of the reason that I couldn't really do this part and the garage in a video is because I had to do all this stuff with the pillar, and my game kept crashing because that one section of Starlight, especially with that garage that we were just walking through, is glitched to hell. I don't know what's wrong with it. You guys, if you've watched the other episodes, you kind of know I've talked about it a little bit, but it was glitchy, so decided to kind of just wing it and do this on my own and then show you all later. So, you can walk up here. We'll get a good view of the not really a courtyard, it's sort of just, the entryway that's going to become the main street. So I really like the way that this turned out with the cars upside down and the scaffolding. That turned out really nice. So the idea behind this section over here is, since that street over there was the main street, I wanted this to be sort of like a side alley with maybe some sketch businesses or, people living out here in these little half shacks, I don't know. But I was thinking about trying to branch out to different businesses, maybe different business ideas that aren't necessarily a bar or a weapons dealer. And so I settled on this. This guy, there isn't a guy who lives here yet, but this guy sells guard dogs. So he's kind of like an Erickson in this raider settlement. Fun fact, originally this was going to be a slaving operation, but it was a little bit dark, and I didn't really have as much room as I anticipated originally when I started kind of piling things around. So I thought that this would do really, really well as like a kennel down underneath here, because the chem shack, if you guys remember, is right next door. So I haven't tried placing any dogs in there yet. I might. I'm not sure. Maybe. I feel like I need to at least put one in there, you know. But all that to say, this guy sells guard dogs, you know. For all those raider guard dogs that you see around the Commonwealth, he's your guy. And in here, I've got kind of an unfinished little house for him. It's not really even a house. It's just like, I would hate to live in all of these houses, quote unquote. Thinking about putting a toilet back there, making that like a bathroom. But this is really where he does his business, and it's a little bit overshadowed by this other area over here. This last area that I'm going to show you is the most recent thing that I've built, and this is my back alley fighting arena. This is the kill box. So I can't take credit for the name. The name was suggested to me in my last Starlight video for the weapon shop, and I liked it so much that I decided to go ahead and use it. But this place, I've actually really loved how this turned out. It's really, really weird. It just sort of came together though, so I am very pleased with how it turned out. So we've got our bookie and our barkeep over here to the left. Obviously we have our fighting arena over here to the right, and we've got plenty of seating and standing room for any raiders that want to, you know, come in and see what's going on. Clearly it's not just raiders that are going to be fighting. Sometimes they will kidnap people, which is even more dark, and occasionally they will find some wild animals or something and fight with those. Some mole rats, or I don't think a deathclaw would even fit in there, but you know, something smaller like some feral ghouls or something. But I wanted there to be lots and lots of different levels for this, and lots of different areas where it just sort of feels like they've built up makeshift stands all the way around the arena. And I like the way that it kind of feels built into the rock face, so that was a really, really fun challenge for me, and I think it turned out good. I'm like tooting my own horn in this one because I did not know how this was going to turn out. I figured it was just going to be like some tiny little, you know, one room building or something, and no, it turned into a makeshift arena. It's fine, whatever. Kill or be killed, right? So up here we've got some more seating. And I actually borrowed that idea using the ottomans as seats from Denise, or Phoenix. She uses those in some of her builds, and I thought that was a good idea. Something a little bit different. They probably will never ever sit on those, but I can pretend, right? And of course you have to have a way to get up around, and it all has to be sort of connected, so we've got our seating up here too. And you've got great views all the way around. You can watch your massacre from any angle. The one thing that is kind of, I might take some of the things down after this tour, are some of these spotlights. I do have a lot of spotlights going, and they're constantly moving, and it's kind of messing up my frame rate a little bit, but it just looks really, really, really cool at night. So, I don't know. I kind of want to keep it, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. And of course, we've got our guy down here selling all kinds of various liquors and just regular drinks. Of course, we've got some Nuka-Cola, if that's more your thing. I'm not sure if you're a raider, you know, why you wouldn't be drinking, but hey, I'm not here to judge. We've also got our bookie over here today, this is like the saddest little bookie station ever, but it is sort of a back alley thing, so it's not like there's... I feel like the bartender is actually like the bartender and the bookie, because I couldn't get anyone to walk back there, so I'm just like, he just like takes care of business on both sides. I don't know. And then of course, you don't just have to come in for the fights. You can participate in the fights if you really, 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 really want to. I don't recommend it, but hey, if you're a raider, I mean, why not? So back here is sort of the dressing room, and we've got our turret back here to make sure you actually follow through with what you're going to be doing. But in here, the idea that I originally had and couldn't really follow through with all the way yet, because I'm not sure about my object placement limit yet, is in here there's going to be a random assortment of melee weapons. So the kill box in there is all melee only, melee or bare knuckle boxing. So anything that you want to not have in there with you goes in here, or any weapons that you want to pick up and bring in with you will be provided in there. And you walk right past that rabid radstag thing, the good luck charm. If I can get the door open. There we go. You walk right past him, and here we are in the middle of the arena. It's a lot smaller than I had anticipated because of the hill, but I think it kind of adds to the challenge of everything, really. Because if it's just melee, you know, this is a very, very small area. You're going to have to be really, like, stealthy or speedy, or, you know, on your feet about your fighting, because there's nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. So that is the kill box. I really like the way that this turned out. I continue to look at it, and it did not look like this in my mind, and it hardly ever does. Whenever I build something, it never turns out the way that I originally envision it, but it always seems to turn out just right. So yeah, that is our kind of work in progress tour here, and I want to thank you guys so much for kind of sticking with me. I know that the last few weeks have been really quiet over here. Those of you who follow me on Twitter or talk to me on Discord, anything like that, know I recently started a new job, and so I have been a little bit weird schedule-wise with that, but I thank you for sticking out with me, and I'm going to continue to build. I do have a couple things in the works, namely some BioShock episodes, so keep an eye out for those. And if you guys like the video, feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more in the future, please feel free to subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm CommonwealthCourier. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.